Map number 1 required overtime, but it was unjustified to take their opponent's map pick and send us off to Ancient. I'm Pineapple Host, joined by Boggs, and we are right into the action here on Ancient. Double dualies for Kojimo and Sandman. We thought we might not see as many, given the weirdness that they feel having swapped to CS2, but no, they're here to stay. Kojimo and Sandman set in towards the donut, finds one, finds two. Lake did drop Kojimo, the second pair, but Sandman's still kicking. He's looking for a third, and he has this player boxed in, a third secured, and Zaylor finds the penultimate just here at over towards main. He'll find absolutely nothing. Zaylor finding two, Sandman finding three. A very succinct pistol to start things off for Take Flight.
That was clean, and I think I figured out what I'm doing wrong with the dualies. Sandman just showed me the way. Don't compensate for recoil.
Pull straight down.
Just aim at the head. And it worked. Ooh, we got the bomb animation. I'm ready for bomb skins. Are you, Nate?
Ready for bomb skins, for nade skins.
Honestly, I don't want nade
knife
skins
skin.
just
Sandman,
because
get a knife
it'll
skin.
make things hard to tell.
That's fair.
Especially decoy versus flash.
You could hardly tell what those were. The Jaguar got upgraded too.
Yeah.
I didn't
More
even notice
lights.
that.
Yeah.
Well, there's two Jaguars and a chicken on the wall.
Maybe Ancient's going to have stuff like Inferno where it kind of has like a storyline.
Lower drops.
Counter-Strike.
Woo! I didn't even notice there was a Deagle in play. I thought it was Glocks and a P250. Clearly not. Lake starts things off. Kojimo at range with the AUG will try and hold on for as long as possible. He'll only fall way after finding one. Bomb plant secured. That was probably what Unjustified were aiming for. Having done that, now all they need is damage. MP9 on site as well could be very expensive for the CT side to disentrench. Away one. MDS, a belabored spray, but a spray that does eventually connect, and Zaylor makes short work of Cyrix on the site. 2-0 secured for Take Flight. It was a scary round, although not too costly in the grand scheme.
Counter-terrorists win.
Yeah, that's honestly good for both teams. Take Flight, they get the win. They don't lose too many people. And for Unjustified, they got the bomb down. So both people are happy. It's a rare opportunity where compromise brings smiles to both sides. Unjustified, they'll get their guns up. Cyrix should have something lurking in the water. And Take Flight, only one MP9, rifles on the rest. Sandman using the AUG. There's an AK picked up. We've got plenty of utility too for the T side. Shouldn't be an easy round for either side here. Utility going to be used for both.
MDS is going to be a little bit aggressive outside of Jaguar. Now pressuring in towards the middle. He's top snake. Let's Take Flight, take complete control of this portion of the map. A commanding position to hold. 3 players from Unjustified, all bottlenecked outside of B as well. Interesting round. They kind of just left bouncing back and forth, hoping to find something, hoping to wait for that utility to expire. But haven't done much with their time. To cross that minute left. They have nothing to show for it.
Not a lot of utility left on the CT side. Kojo, Molly, Flash, Nade, MDS, 1 flashbang. A good amount still for Unjustified, but the time is going to become a factor here as they have to work their way into a site. They got a pretty much free run in towards A, though. A smoke to wall off Sandman. That's pretty much all they need. They can deal with Kojo back temple relatively easy enough, just like that. The tap away. Sandman does get one to the smoke, and MDS actually comes through. Seb is burning alive here. 3v5 is the bomb yet to go down for Unjustified. Sandman busts off with the smoke. That's the bomb drop. Another for Sandman. Seb. Not even a paltry amount of damage there. Like 2 on a Kojo. Nothing worth writing home about. 3-0 start again for Take Flight on the CT side. I don't know. it feels much the same as we saw on Anubis. A very strong start for Take Flight, and Unjustified unable to get anything going.
I was going to say that. Nothing to show for it on this T side, but we know what rounds got the ball rolling for their attacking side, Unjustified. It was the pistol rounds, the aggressive, quick pistol rounds. Exactly like this. 5 running towards B. This Molotov will be ran through, disrespected. Gabe on site with a nade in hand. No chance he finds anything. Wolfie drops him with that time. Goes into his caves. Sailor all the way back. Takes a lot of damage while finding one. He does have support at least. Can he find the kill? No is the answer. Sirix finds him. Wolfie drops Sandman. And these pistol rounds are deadly. Sirix drops MDS. Just Kojo. He has an AK in hand and nothing to show for it. He's caught by Arcade to the edge of the site pillar. Prophetic, really. We talk about Unjustified's propensity to find pistol rounds, and they find one immediately thereafter. This is an identical start to map 2 as we had on map 1.
Yeah, I thought I was feeling a little deja vu, and then I'm definitely feeling like I've been in this place before. Literally the exact same start.
We call it a 16-13 now, or do we wait a little bit longer?
I say we give it at least until the 6-6 half.
Fair.
Well, first of all, we have to see a 3-3, then a 6-3 Take Flight, then 6-all, then Unjustified have to go up like 11-6. And Arcade gets this round started off quite nicely. Crispy headshot. Nate, how far do we continue with the deja vu here? How much do we actually see paralleling between these two maps?
I'd say a lot. There's not a lot of utility left for Take Flight. Kojo, though, gets one. Gabe a second, but Gabe is low on site. 1 HP is all he has. But timing is perfect with the Opper. He swings off that shot, finds the kill. Selfless from Gabe to support his big green user. So the deja vu might finally be broken. Lake and Arcade. Final pair remaining. Salmon has a perfect position here. Timing's everything. He'll find the bomb. Bomb carrier, I'd say fine, but he doesn't even get the kill. Lake finds the headshot in the dying moments of his own life. Now things become far more interesting. Arcade gonna walk through the smoke in towards house. It is being expected as a possibility, but timing's everything, and timing does not favor Kojimo. Player's gotten through the bomb close behind as well. Arcade's gonna take point. He's gonna walk forward. How much control can he get before he's finally spotted? Kojimo. Back. The opening finds it. A big one to find again. The op left kind of in question. We're not sure how much it can do. We've seen it miss quite a few shots at critical junctures, but in this case, it will prevail. Kojimo finding one on the op and a finisher onto the second with the USP. 4-1. And again, that deja vu has been broken.
It has broken. Unjustified, not quite yet, though. They're able to buy AKs and a MAC-10 for Lake, a good amount of utility, all things considered. Looking to strike right back here, but the defense looking a lot stronger for Take Flight on Ancient. Slower, steadier from Unjustified, and keep an eye on that XM in the hands of MDS, because that can do a lot of damage in bunches. A little bit stronger than it used to be in Go. Yeah, there's plenty of tight corners you can play around with on this map of Ancient.
Yes, there are. We saw quite a bit of speculation about the auto shoddy in chat earlier. Questioning why it wasn't brought out yet, maybe for E-Box or something similar on Anubis. You finally get to see it rear its ugly head now for Take Flight. I've heard it's quite potent in this game. From what I can tell, my very limited testing, I'd have to agree. MDS, one traded out the Wolfie and Sirix find a pair in response. Advantage secured for Unjustified, but players are tagged quite low. 16 and 17 for Lake and Wolfie, respectively. Timing's everything for this MAC-10. Salmon drops Arcade. All 3 remaining players below 40 for Unjustified. Does not seem like a winning recipe. Zaylor finds the first on the Lake. Wolfie and Sirix, Molotov and AKs. Sailor drops yet another. Just Sirix remaining behind this flames. One secured, but a second very unlikely. Bomb plant, though, could be silver lining.
That's a pretty tarnished silver lining, Nate, considering the fact that Unjustified are now down by 4, and they're still going to be on a bit of a weaker buy, considering Lake's only at 3,800. Damage being done to the CT economy is nice, sure, but they need to get rounds to the board here, and here's a good call for a timeout for Unjustified. They need to fix this now. They need to get back on the board here and start growing at least something out of this half. I would say minimum of 4 rounds, preferably 5 out of this half to make it viable. 9-3, it's a little bit sketchy still.
Definitely is. I'm going to say hot take right now. Half buy pistols and rush it down. Show us your best plays. You know, actually, the 2 rifle and 3 pistol buy also did have success. It's going to be a half buy. Khalil, still back. New feature. But there is a hero AK for Syrix.
Nade's good. Does a lot of damage. Lake still takes advantage of that flashbang, though, and mows down Sandman. AK charges in. Kojo, nice little skeet shot on the Wolfie. Lake picks up Sailor on rotation. Molotov forces Kojo into the temple. He's going to be praying for his life here. Can Unjustified recover another gun through the smoke? Gabe goes forward. Down goes Lake. MDS one more, but Syrix trades out. MDS still alive with Kojo. Arcade has picked up an AK. He's dancing around the side. Sprays down one. Has Kojo to deal with. He finishes off both. Big win for Unjustified here. And again, it comes with a broken buy with pistols in hand. Fast-paced, aggressive play style seems to fit the bill for Unjustified on CS2. And now that economic damage has come to fruition, Kojo's opping while his teammates are on pistols and an XM.
Interesting is the term I'm going to use. Again, it feels like at critical junctures, the op misses more often than not. Interesting to see that this team is relying on it wholly in a round like this. Wolfie drops Sailor over the top of the smoke middle. The second all but guaranteed. Lake finds that on the Sandman all the way back towards CT spawn. So much control so quickly for the attacking side. MDF, but now that it's been spotted, it will struggle. Only one found. Arcade trades with the Flames. It's the op of Kojimo and the CZ of Gabe. Interesting pistol to come through. At this point, they should probably save these weapons for the following. No chance in this one. Gabe could go for an exit, I suppose, but Kevlar could do something in the following. 3 seems like a guarantee at this point for Unjustified.
2 off the back of the timeout. Of course, they'd like to make it more. But at the very least right now, 3 is better than 2, which is certainly better than 1. Kojo and Gabe being allowed to save is going to be a bit of a boost here for Take Flight, given their economic destitution at this point. But Wolfie might still put a pin in that and make this one a little bit more expensive for the CT side to deal with. Wolfie round the corner. Here he comes, hugging the walls, shows to Gabe, and that'll be a freebie for the aforementioned firepower rifler. Overall, though, solid result from Unjustified. And Take Flight still not in a great position to get anything back into this round in terms of a buy. Timeout called now by the CT side. And an interesting decision at hand for them if they want to force or if they want to go for a more conservative purchase, drop a couple pistols around MDS and get armor. Probably the more prudent course of action, definitely the more prudent, and I'm curious to see what the response is here from the CTs.
As am I. They have those 2 rifles to work with. They should be saving in this one. But Kojo, you put all your eggs in that one op basket in the round prior, and you did nothing with it. Let's see what you can do now. Position around your teammates. Play around the pistols. Let them press or let them play aggressive angles that take first contact and hold off of it. Beckon the attacking players into your crosshair. Kojo, aggressive angle. I like this. In towards Donut is the call. This could net an early killer too. Sandman is the support over towards A-Man. He has a smoke to buy time, but only a pistol in the pocket. Should drop that after first contact. No. Still holding it, biding his time. Will eventually put that smoke down. Justified, though, that's just part of the default. Showing presence and falling away. A bit risky at times, but does work out for them. It's like mid. Next point of contention.
Bomb has been planted.
It's a good, easy take there from Unjustified, and Kojo having to save that op again. Won't be trying to get any exits. That's a big piece to lose here with nothing to gain for it. Now, Nate, the question is, to take Flyte take another timeout, because it might not be a bad idea considering Unjustified are on pace to completely swing the momentum into their favor and potentially grab a lead going into the T side or to the CT side here in half number 2.
It's a good question. And one that we'll see answered here within the next 15 seconds. But I have to imagine they have a game plan in mind. I like the way Gabe played in that corner specifically, trying his darndest to do something with his teammates, the Pistols. Of course, not nearly enough. Still a compromised buy for Take Flight as well. No pause called. MDS only Molotov. Sandman of Hamas. It's getting a little bit ugly. A little bit stressful for Take Flight. Unjustified changes up aggression from Lake straight in towards the cave towards Jaguar. He spots one and finds it as well. Gabe taken down. Again, that heavy hitter from map number 1. Dispatched, and now it's Sailor, the only one on towards B to try and hold off this take. He's in a smoke. Sad boy takes complete control of the site. Now things should get interesting. MDS, Cyrix.
That was the bomb.
Actually, no, on the flank, excuse me. That's a big one to find. The bomb will be recovered, however. But Unjustified are now locked in to the B side proper in caves. They don't have a lot of room whatsoever. That's not doing your due diligence. Sailor will finally find an inroad somewhere, but still on the back foot, left sent reeling after the 2 flanking players are taken down. Sailor and MDS. Make it just MDS. Sailor is dispatched. MDS. We'll call it a silver lining in the op, but as you mentioned, any lead, any advantage that Take Flight had is now gone with the win.
Ain't nothing coming back again for him, although maybe MDS can make this a little more expensive. Lake goes a-hunting, and he gets punished.
Terrorists win.
When he doesn't
5
matter,
hole.
though. At this stage,
It doesn't really matter economically.
yeah, exactly. Confidence-wise, sure, but keep in mind, we have 12K on Cyrix with, what, 2 rounds left to invest?
Yep. He can buy an op and everything 2 rounds in a row. Kojo's got to drop heavily for his teammates. He will have 0 utility unless it's dropped to him. Take Flight already used the timeout, too. They might not have another available unless they really want to use it on round 12, which is a bit of an interesting conundrum you put yourself in. SMG, M4s, and the op, minimal utility across the board. Arcade does take a little bit of damage. Spray over top from MDS. It will find Arcade in the end. That's a very good start for Take Flight. It gives them something. No op to deal with on the A site, though, as Unjustified will waltz their way on in. Dropping out of Temple is Zaylor. Spotted, but not removed. Zaylor doubles it up as Cyrix falls too. And Take Flight back to the driver's seat here, looking for a 6th. Lake trying to open up some space on A. He will meet his maker. And Seb on 16 HP has nothing he can really do. He's a one-shot here. Bomb plant would be more than impressive. Instead, he's going to jump on top of the work lights and just sit behind the vines.
This angle gives me Tarkov vibes. Just very stupid angle.
Very Tarkov rat style, huh?
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm getting, actually.
Yep.
He's got the worst ammo in the game in his gun, but it will one shot to the head no matter what. That's all that matters. He'll drop. That's definitely heard by the player. Donut. Shared with Sailor, who's sitting on the back foot. This is a one and done position, but you only need one. Okay! It will connect. Took a lot more than one bullet, though. Seb taken out. And an AK recovered. Take flight. Fly to at least even footing going into the last round of the half, but again, had such a commanding lead and a commanding start. It's now fallen to at best a 7-5.
That's more than salvageable for Unjustified. If they can make it a 6-all, well, no reason to be mad about that.
So what they did with the 6-6 last time.
Yep. This didn't close it out. Why are you running through a Molotov? Like, you know better than that. Dave's gonna get a free couple of kills there. Wolfie and Arcade do trade it back, but Arcade's down to 1. Wolfie falls to Zayler's hand, and it's essentially a 1v3 for Cyrix without the op. Unless he can do something a little bit with the AK, or maybe get one from Arcade. No, it's all up to Cyrix now. And he takes the low HP Kojo out first, goes for the fight. Zayler finishes the job. And we have a 7-5 half as we head to the break. Or maybe not. Head to the break.
Yeah, there was no break. We were right. Boggs was right, actually, surprisingly enough. And we are directly into the action. Pistols for both teams, of course. The pistol rounds. Sailor P250. Smoke flash. Another set of utility for Gabe. It looks like a no-nonsense play over towards A. Arcade playing behind the box. Tries to find something. Good headshot. And Lake to support at range finds a second. 2 casualties before the site's even taken. And very quick rotation as well from Unjustified. Gabe, try to bail them out with one. Needs more than that. Swinging in, a second secured. Now things look interesting. A bit saucy for the T-side as they can fall back and rest and wait for this retake to come through. All 3 remaining players on this retaking side do have Kevlar, but the Glock's up closer. Deadly. Gabe, yet another. Wolfie trades, but Kojimo and Sailor have commanding positions at this space. Bomb. Still plenty of time left to defuse, but the back and forth, the ping and pong between main and the box proves too powerful as Sailor and Kojimo. Sailor, I don't know. I'm going to keep saying it 2 different ways. Deal with it. Take the round for Take Flight.
Both pistol rounds converted for Take Flight means they should have no business losing this map. They should convert this clean and easy. Unjustified do have pistols, though, and that's always a scary proposition if you're Take Flight. Still a 3-round lead and only 5 rounds to go to victory here for the T side, and shouldn't be too much of an issue at all. Deagle's out for Lake, 5-7 for Wolfie, P2000s on Seb and Cyrix, Arcade with the USP for the pistols. And a free bomb plant, free site here for Take Flight. Get that down. Easy 600 there for MDS. And as the rotations make their way in towards A, it's just going to be trying to get what damage they can done. Upgrade, but most of all, it will just facilitate round number 15 that much quicker.
Good. And round is exactly what Take Flight need to maintain the momentum as well. Gabe, another onto Wolfie. To rear his juggernaut style once more into Ancient. MDS the final 2 with a pistol and a MAC-10. It was a save from the defense though, so you couldn't expect too much from them. clean one for Take Flight as they are about to broach that double-digit threshold. Unjustified. They're going to go for a buy here. It's going to be very askew in terms of weaponry. We have 3 M4s, 2 of them being A4s, 1 being an A1S. We have an MP9 for Seb, and we have a FAMAS for Lake. Some players are lacking utility. You have a kit. This could work. It's going to be hard-pressed to find success.
I don't know. Unjustified, not exactly feeling the same as they did on Anubis. They looked so crispy there. And on their own map pick, it's looking incredibly lackluster. No real response as it's Take Flight to have woken up. Thanks in large part to Zayler actually performing too. He was a bit of an absent party over on Anubis and top of the scoreboard now. Meanwhile, it's relatively even for Unjustified, but everyone under double-digit kill count. Lake takes a dink from a MAC-10. That's a very nice shot from a MAC-10. Not so great from the FAMAS. Open sight A for the taking for Take Flight. More damage on the Lake, just eating it. Gabe loses that long-range fight, but Zayler answers back on Arcade, and the rotations are not going to be easy here. There's plenty of utility to hold Unjustified at bay until that timer ticks down and the bomb goes boom.
Surprised Gabe takes that duel. That smoke should be up well before he crosses that angle. Inward Temple makes or breaks this round. Kojimo finds one. Kojimo a second. Wolfie and the Sandman sure, but Kojimo and Zayler close it. AK and nade. Big triple from Kojimo. Again from that box over towards A. 10-5, that double-digit threshold I mentioned just before broached, and we do have a match pause.
I don't think this is going to be too long here. But we'll see how long this one takes. Not sure what the issue is, but the last two haven't been terribly long. Man, Unjustified, though, they look disconcerted. They look lost on the defense here. Their attack was all right, but their CT side on Ancient just doesn't have anything at all to stand on.
No, this is not looking like the Unjustified I would have expected coming into their own map pick. Kojimo. Probably going to bring in an op, I would say, but again, opping is difficult in the attacking side in general, and especially on a map like Ancient, so I just see him go for a rifle instead. I wouldn't blame him either. The rifles have been working out for the attacking side thus far. Why slow it down? Unjustified buys kind of all over the place. MP9 for Wolfie, 5.7 for Seb, dualies for Lake. Should have been 11th for Take Flight, and from there it's a hop and a skip to Furno.
It's not even a jump. It's just there. It's a very good response from Take Flight, that's for sure. It's been a very good reaction to what happened on map 1. Unjustified kind of got caught flat-footed, really, and never were able to get back into the game. Unless they can find a way to do so in round number 17, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough and tumble, and there's not much margin for error for Unjustified to work with. They lose 2 more rounds, it's pretty much donezo. This round is not going to be easy to win. You already mentioned the lack of weaponry they're coming into this round with, and
still time to sell. Don't forget, beauty of Counter-Strike 2 is that you never know what's going to happen until they leave spawn.
True,
which I do genuinely like.
How much have you actually used that sell feature?
So much.
Really?
Yeah, if I misbuy, well, granted, misbuys don't happen nearly as much in CS2 as they did in CS1.
Yeah, I don't find myself misbuying much.
See, my beef was at certain points in Counter-Strike, I'd press the B button to open the buy menu and would open a wheel immediately instead of letting me choose a wheel. So my muscle memory would click a button.
And you'd auto-buy a scout.
And I'd auto-buy a random weapon that was almost always a scout.
I
almost always
that.
a scout. It's happened.
Well, I guess I'm
multiple
scouting this round.
updates. Yeah.
See, my favorite thing is I don't even have to worry about that anymore because I don't have to scout on my loadout.
Oh, I do.
I never used it anyways.
I feel like there's only one side where I actually run out of weapons that I have equipped, and I think that's the T. It might be the CT side. I can't remember. It's been so long. I feel like I guess having the A4 and the A1S is kind of fogging things up, but I didn't use the AUG too much. I don't have the AUG equipped. I use the Scout on low buys. I don't use the FAMAS. Get that weapon out.
The FAMAS is actually not half bad on CS2.
It's not bad, but if it's that expensive, I might as well go for something different.
Like an MP9.
MP9 up close or a Scout up far.
Yeah. I like the AUG, so I keep it in.
I might have the AUG in still. I'm not sure. It's been a minute.
Just like this timeout. This one's taken a while.
Yeah, you changed it immediately.
I did, yeah. Unfortunate.
Should be live momentarily, though. I think like maybe a couple more seconds.
Yeah, we shouldn't be too long here. MDS has an XM. Surely that's going to be sold. There's no way he's going to go into this round with an XM, right?
He used the XM on the defending side prolifically. I could very well see a rush towards Jaguar with an XM in hand and at the helm. He does have the best spawn. Wait, does he? I can tell if it's a 4 or a 1 there.
It's a pretty good spawn, that's for sure.
I can't tell if it's a 4 or a 1 for him. So on the map as the rightmost player. So it could be a very good spawn. It could be an okay spawn. But regardless, good utility. No question that Take Flight have what they want coming into this round. Unjustified, though, definitely not the case.
There we go. We're back. Sorry
Finally.
about that wait, folks.
Boggs' jinx has ended.
No kidding. First, we get an extra long game. Now we get an extra long tech pause. What else can I jinx today?
Well, you did say 2-0 earlier, so that's been jinxed maybe.
That was in the green room.
Yeah, no. I'm exposing you, though.
I said it was possible. Just because it's CS2 and nobody knows what to expect.
That's fair. Aggression down middle from Unjustified with their half buy. Straight through the smoke they'll go, 4/5 of the squad. Lake is the lone B-side defender, and unfortunately, for the CT side, this is the direction that Take Flight are leaning. Question is, will this press probe further? And how far is too far? Sandman is holding the flank, or he was holding the flank. He's no longer. Wolfie has the spirit. Ooh, it might have been heard. There's only one player coming back. There's not multiple. He will swing, and Wolfie mows him down. A good start, but they still have to get through the choke point, and the Molotov will stymie the aggression. Or will it? Wolfie jumps right around it. Kojima will drop Lake in the meanwhile, but Lake did find a parting gift with a kill onto MDS. An advantage secured for Unjustified going into the stake, but they're still on the back foot in terms of rifles. Kojima, however, is tagged low. This is possible. We could see yet another half-by gambit from Unjustified.
Arcade found one on the USP. It's up to Zaylor and Gabe.
Okay.
Now to Zaylor. Okay, indeed. He's stuck in cave. He goes to a smoke.
He didn't need to buy much more time, to be fair. Throw a smoke, start spamming it, hope for the best. What really astounds me is Wolfie just jumped up on box, spammed down the long side of the square there, and found... Who did he find? He found somebody. One of the last two defenders. Clear through it with a headshot at that range. The spray. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was one of the luckiest rounds I've seen in a while. And it just adds to the record of Unjustified winning on pistols. It goes
When
back
does it go
to...
from luck to skill?
That one took a little bit of luck.
Fair. That was their I think that was their first defensive pistol round.
It was their first defensive pistol round. But at least 4 on T side, so. Some days it's just your day, and some days also it's just not your day if you're Take Flight. There was a series way back in 2019, Riot Squad INTZ, where Riot Squad lost to a half by, I want to say, 12 or 13 times at the best of 5. And
Sounds about INTZ.
yeah, INTZ. Ooh, that was a nice little combo there with Zaylor. And retains the advantage.
Yeah. Kojimo is low. And Nate could do something. Taylor down to 27. Good utility from Unjustified. Good spam in response from Sailor. Bomb is adjusting, though, very quickly. Take Flyte ahead. Have the read. And now a free A bomb site. Sandman taking point. Smokes towards Donut. Gets control of back halls. And you can see Sirix already knows that they've been outplayed. He's falling back. He's holding for exits. As are his teammates. It's going to be around for Take Flyte. Back in the driver's seat. Up 11-6. Only 2 away from sending us to Inferno.
Take Flyte definitely looking strong here on Ancient. Both teams swapping map picks, and Inferno will be our decider. That one's going to be a very interesting final. I'm not sure what to expect from it, because what I would have expected... Oh my gosh, Sirix, you are so lucky to be alive right now. Kojo's not going to peek it. That's a wise decision. Don't need to lose any extra money here. Just take it and win it as best as you possibly can. Unjustified? Back pause here might be a good idea. You don't have any racetrack left. You got to win now. So at least get 4 rounds on the board. 3 at a bare minimum before you drop one. It's the thing, though. It's only 5 rounds shy. It's only 7 rounds to victory. It's reasonably doable. It's so much closer now in CS2 than CSGO.
Nice double up in towards main. A very good start. The op misses a shot in response. Looking along the side hall, finds yet another. The op of Kojimo now is isolated. A very scary spot to be. It's the pistols, to be fair, but he misses the shot. Sailor finally comes back in, but Sirkin meanwhile drops Kojimo. Ooh, he's out for the final nail in the coffin as well. That is a convincing round for Unjustified. 4 players survive, an AK upgrade secured, and some confidence as well to boot. Before that round started, I was going to say that your call for a tactical timeout would be, dare I say, justified, but I'm glad to say I held off on that because it was a convincing victory. It's clear that Unjustified still have strats in the strat book.
What more do they have? Because they have to stack rounds on rounds. They cannot just get in isolation here. They have to make them work in bunches. They don't have too many opportunities to tie it off and go back for another sack. In comes a trade on the Sandman Arcade, the one to fall. Lake with that refrag. Seb's 3 and 14, Nate. That's a minor problem.
They don't call out players like that, but no, that is a problem. Seb was a pretty decent, at least in finding entries and some even doubles here and there in the last map. He's fallen quite a ways on Ancient, but it could just be by virtue of his positioning. 4 versus 4. Still secured, however. Take Flyte. All 4 players are towards B. This is being read well by Unjustified. 3 players are here. 1 aggressive all the way up Jaguar. 1 on site proper. That's Seb. 1 on the backside. Seb on site swings. Good dink, but not the kill. Gabe and Kojimo find 1 apiece. Lake and Seb both dispatched. Wolfie in towards Caves. Can't do anything either. It's a complete collapse of the defense. I was just praising them for their setup, and yet the execution left so much to be desired. Cyrix towards Temple. Op in hand and tail between his legs. 1 versus 4. He'll find the first on the hunting MDS, but saving the op is only a hollow victory at best. It's going to be 12-7. Unjustified required 5 rounds in a row to get to overtime.
No saving for Sirix, and that's going to put Unjustified's back fully against the wall. No escape now. It's 5 in a row to take it to overtime. Not an easy course of action, and it's Take Flyte who called the timeout here. This could be a double-edged sword. This very reasonably could give Unjustified the tactical change they need to get some rounds on the board, and for Take Flyte, it can slow down their momentum too. But it is nice to see them slowing things down and really making sure they have all their T's crossed, all of their I's dotted, ready to go in, no errors. And now let's see. Let's see what they can do. Take Flyte. Can they close it out easy and get us onto Inferno? Unjustified contemplated the double op too, but they think better of it. I would agree with that sentiment. Especially on CS2. CSGO, sure, double op it, why not? CS2, rifle is probably a better choice.
I say all the op plays that we've seen at pivotal moments have failed. Almost entirely. There's maybe one op clutch total. So just the normal operas for either side. Wolfie aggression. Get the flash in. Feet towards Jaguar. That Molotov. Good catch with the player in the cubby. No, they will not burn alive. MDS will stay alive. It's a heavy lead towards B. Again, Unjustified reading this well with 3-player stack. Tier 1 on the site. 2 towards Snake / Jaguar. MDS swinging in. Almost finds the kill. Not taken down though. Lake, what are you gonna do? He finds one. There we go. Finally springing the trap. Finds him there. 5 versus 2 secured. Kojimo trying to find inroads in response. Will find one with the op. Abe also at his side. Still 2 versus 4 for Take Flyte. Looks like Unjustified will hold on for just a little longer.
Could still change this though, although Gabe would be hard pressed to get anything done from that situation. He gets nothing, Seb will get both. And if there was a time for Seb to come alive, it would be now. That could be what Unjustified need to get back into this one and take us to overtime on map 2. Timeout does not work for Take Flyte, and that is definitely one of those things where you gotta wonder sometimes if that would have been better off left not called. And Zayler's already down by 13 HP too. Not a great start for Take Flyte. Utility in takes Zayler down more as he runs through fire, 3 HP, and Willie Burn and Jaguar will not be a sacrifice to the Aztec gods. But maybe if you're a coach, it will still claim him at some point. Look at Lake up towards Snake. He's got to be careful here, but he can get lucky. There's one from Seb, actually, and Lake, he's able to back out alive.
He needs to be very careful. There's a player behind him towards mid, behind the smoke. His Tech 9's ahead of him over towards Jaguar. A lot of things could have gone wrong there, but he doesn't overstay his welcome. Smoke is perfectly timed as well. Might have just spotted the player jumping. I believe he did. All 4 players now just going to group up, probably go up the B ramp, try their darndest to get site control, but Seb is here, as is Arcade. Third, lurking in the wings if necessary. Seb up close. First kill secure. Arcade picking up contact. Doesn't get much. So let's just fall away. Seb eventually getting one. Salmon a double in response, but Wolfie coming out when his team needs him, preventing the bomb play. Should secure this round. Yes, he does. Good shot, Wolfie. 9-12. Unjustified finally putting their foot down. Still a long way to go to get to overtime.
3 rounds to go. And no money for Take Flyte. Do they pistol buy here? Do they have the pistol success of Unjustified up their sleeve? I would say no. This especially looks to be a full Glock round, 1 flashbang. If Take Flyte win this one, Unjustified might as well just accept it and move on to Inferno. Not even think about this map again. But, well, you probably won't have a dazed moment. At least realistically we shouldn't.
It's a Glocks. Don't overextend. Play the numbers game. Play at least in a pair. Or at least have someone close behind if necessary. Lake harvesting stats too. Be careful though. He is down low. MDS. Oh my goodness! 2 dings onto Lake, who's now suddenly in the red. It's 10 HP. No fallback. Smart call. Again, no blood should be spilled for Unjustified. Should do the spilling instead. Good shot from Cyrix. Drops Sandman. Coach with the last alive, staring down at the pixels on his knee.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's debating getting a new pair of pants.
Maybe.
Thinking the olive green isn't the best color.
Yeah, I'd say he's failing the drip check right now.
Yeah, those boots too could be better. Unless if they're steel toe, then he gets a pass.
The gloves don't match either. Like it's
No.
rough. Really questionable now that it's a drip.
Counter-terrorist
Wolfie
win.
does mint. Good shot from Kojima to at least do some damage, sure, but isn't gonna kill, so it doesn't matter. He buys for utility. It's about all required. Take Flight will go for an investment. AKs across the board. Good utility. Should follow. And this is very much make or break. If they don't get a bomb plant, they'll be on a very compromised investment. And it should be 12-12 from there.
Lake takes some of the damage on his escapade out towards the middle. He sprays away and does not do anything in return to take Flight. All 5 players at a full 100 HP on the T's side. Gabe has not left spawn yet. Neither has Zaylor. We might not be live.
Or they're lining up utility.
Oh, yeah.
This is utility. They're going
I
for a
don't know.
mid.
I'm scarred, man.
I can see that, but Gabe ran all the way up and grabbed a flash and then ran all the way back. It's got to be utility. They're just waiting out the smoke. They're just biding their time. Which I don't love. But you know what? They're not being punished, so whatever. Smoke top snake. Smoke towards the red brim. His house. And Malta in towards the cubby. Just standard mid utility was the lineup that didn't really waste their time. Big Flight. 3 smokes used just to get mid control.
Lake's in a bit of a hot spot, though. He's going to get cleared surely by Take Flight, and he's going to take the aggression. Sandman's right there, delivers a nice cranial cave-in. Very good one. That will trade one back, but Sandman and Gabe bring it to a 2v4. A B site wide open for business.
Bomb has been
And Kojo still holding in towards mid. He's got the choke point on lock. Molly ready to flame out anybody running through. Down it goes. Time is a dwindling. Unjustified. No opportunity back in here unless they find a pair of skills fast. The bait and switch is still in effect. They cannot deal with the first. Kojo cuts down Cyrix. And we will have Inferno here, Nate. It is not going to be a 2-0. And we're not going to have overtime on map number 2. It was a much more confident, a much more solid performance from Take Flight on Inferno. Or not on Inferno, but on Ancient, excuse me.